In this video we're going to look at the Paintz.app software. This is the software that's used for the Year 1 Creating Media digital painting unit. And what we're going to do, we're going to look at 3 different artists. We're going to look at Modrian, Kandinsky and Matisse and try and replicate their famous artwork that they created. So what you might have issues with to start with, when you first come into Paintz.app, your canvas colour might be a different colour. If you wanted white, for example, to start with, if you press the cross here, it will just keep coming back up as red. What you have to do is go across here, make sure that you've got white for both of them. The easiest way to get white is to just go to all Fs, or you can just go up here and you can make all these 255. Either way will do it. And then if you save, then you've got all white. So now if I press the cross and clear everything, it's going to give me a white canvas. I can now start creating. We're going to start by creating Modrian's famous painting. And what we're going to do, we're going to start off by getting a line, and I want the line to be black. So there's my black. I can choose the thickness of the line. I'm going to leave my thickness around about 4. And then I'm going to try and make sure I go as close to the edge as possible. And I'm going to draw my line across. We will have issues if it doesn't go right to the end. So what we might have to do is just make sure it goes to the end. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw some lines and some horizontal and some vertical lines across. And as I say, making sure, and I can do these wherever I want. If I have a Modrian to start with and get the idea of what he did and where he painted is, but if I just do a few to start with, and I think that's gonna do me. I'm going to make sure that they're all to the edges, so I'll just finish them off. I'm just going to draw them. I think they're all to the edge there. We'll soon find out if they're not. Then I'm going to go to my paint tool, or my fill tool, sorry, flood fill, and then I'm going to choose the colours I want to fill. So I'm going to put a red. I'm going to do red in here. You can see that one spilt over, so it wasn't right to the edge. I'm going to put one in there, and I'm going to put a red in there. Then I'm going to choose a different colour, and I'm going to put that one in there, and I'll put it in there, and so on, and just choose. I think in Modrian's he had some white ones, so I'm going to make sure I leave some of them white. And if I then choose some colours, you can see there's my Modrian recreation. So what the dangers are is that your lines don't fill to the edge. I can see that one's not filled to the edge. So if I click on this one, it's not just going to fill this box, it'll fill this one as well, I think. Yes. So make sure that you've got your lines right to the edge before you start filling them. So that's my Modrian. If I start again, clear by going up there and clear. I'm then now going to do Kandinsky. So Kandinsky we can do in a few ways. The way I'm going to start it, I'm just going to do some a square to start with, and then do some circles within the square. So if I just drag a square and I choose a fill colour for the square, if I've got my line there and my fill here, I'm going to use a nice light blue for my fill colour, and I'm not going to have a line at all. In fact, I'll have the line as white by just doing as remember what I said before. We're going to just put F in there for our white line. So there we go. So when I draw a square, you can see it will have and I must make sure that I'm not on just outline. So I'm going to have fill, I'm going to have outline and fill. Or I could just go for fill only, it'll just be the blue, I won't have an outline then. So if I do that, I'm going to draw my square, and what I want to do is draw the square roughly, so I'm going to get 9 on the page. So there's my square. To move something about, so if I want to move this square a little bit more left, it's a little bit difficult with Paint.apps. What you would normally do is grab the hand tool, click on it, and you can move it. With this you can't. What you can do is click on here, and then you can highlight the whole thing, but when you move it this time, it leaves behind a blue box. So there is a bit of an issue there. Probably the easiest way to go to it is to go back here now and do both of them as FFFFFFFF, and then I can now highlight this and I can move it to wherever I want to move it. So there's my first shape. I'm then going to recreate this and draw a few more squares. So again, if you remember, when we went to square, we were on colour only, fill only. So I'm now going to choose an orange one, and I can go really close to this one and I can draw. I've done it again, I've not done the fill colour. So we must have a standard, the fill colour must be the one. So if I go to green there, save, I'm just going to go close to there and I'm going to do an orange one. Then I'm going to change the colour again to a nice little pink, and I'm going to do this one, and then imagine I've got another set of lines below that, another set of squares below that. Then I'm going to use a few of the other tools. In Kandinsky's work, we can see that it's probably used paintbrushes, but we're going to use the spray tool, and we're also going to use the paintbrush tool. So we're going to start with the paintbrush tool first. I'm going to make the fill up to about 12. Choose a colour that'll match with it. We're going to use the light yellow one or the orangey one, and then in here I'm going to just draw a rough circle, and then I'm just going to fill my circle in. This is great control for the children when they're trying to get their mouse skills, trying to draw circles, but in Kandinsky's artwork it was never very accurate anyway. The circles aren't perfect circles. So there's my first colour. Then I'm going to choose a different colour and go on top of that and just again fill it in roughly, and then I'm going to choose a final colour and just do another circle to go there. Then same again on the other one, but what I'm going to do this time is get the children to do a circle. So I'm going to click on my circle. It's fill only, so I'm going to choose the colour for my fill. That's the inside colour I want, so I'm going to click on there. Secondary is the fill. I'm going to go to a nice orange, press save, and then wherever I start from, you'll see how it works. If I go there, it starts off the top corner and then the bottom corner comes at the bottom. Then if I choose a different fill colour now, so I'm going to choose a purple, and I'm going to start at the top again. So I'll start here and I'll just move it down. You can see it goes to there. I might leave it slightly offset. Then I'm going to choose a blue colour, and we'll go for that colour across here as well. Save, and then I'm going to just do that one there. So that's another way of doing it. And then the final way, I'm going to use the spray paint tool, make it quite big, make it 20, and then with my green colour you'll see I can spray paint, and it will just give us another texture as well, to try and recreate some of Kandinsky's ideas. So if I just keep holding that down, it will give me a rough circle and it will give me a bit of a blurred edge. And then if I use the blue colour, which I've got for my circle here, click on there, and then I can draw a circle. And then if I draw another circle, I can choose another colour. So I'm going to go here, we'll go to, what do we have? Not had much green, have we? We'll go for a bit of green, bit of bright green, save, and then we'll do our other circle there. So that's the idea of how you would recreate Kandinsky's work. You can then recreate quite a few of them. If we wanted to, what we could do here, we could click on here, we could make this one white by going FFFFFFFF, and the other one white as well. And then what we can do now, save, we can then draw a box around all of this. So we can draw our highlight box around there, and then we can copy that or we can duplicate it. So if I duplicate, there's a duplication, and we can move that down to there, and then we could duplicate that again and move, undo a sec. We could draw a box around it again, and we could duplicate that and move it down to there. Other things you can do, you can just do separate ones, whatever you want to do. But that's the idea of Kandinsky's work. If I now press the cross, and we're going to try and recreate Matisse's snail using some other tools. So Matisse's snail, for this we're going to use the polygon tool. So if we click on the polygon tool, we start off by doing our first shape. So we're going to just do a line across like that. And then if you let go of your mouse and then click where you want the next point to be, it will, no it won't, because I'm on the wrong thing. I want to be on line tool, this one just outline only, and I want to be on black. So you can see it's there now, and it's a bit big, so I'm going to just do undo, and then I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, or a lot smaller. I'm going to go for 6, and then I'm going to use the polygon tool, start with my first line, then a click, and join the box up. Then I'm going to use another shape. I'm going to draw my first line. This is going to be a bit of a offset square, so I'm going to do it here, then there, then there, and then back to there. Then a triangle, so I'm going to do my first line, next line, and then back to there. I'm going to overlap this next one, so I'm going to do a line across there, then one down here, then one down there, and then join it up. And then my next shape, and they can experiment with different shapes. The thing you have to do is make sure that you join up at the end, so you don't have a gap in the fill. And then my final one will go for there, to there, to there, to there. And then you can do the things you've done before with your paint pot. So you can get your paint pot, choose your fill colours. So at the moment mine are all white there, so we're going to use yellow and save. I'm going to put that inside there. Don't know because it's black, because I've used the outline. So let's use the yellow for here as well. Save. Let's undo that and then try again there, and then we'll use another colour, green for in there, another colour blue for in that one, and again you can see how you can then recreate something like Matisse's snail. And final one, we use a bit of orange there. And then if you wanted the background to be a different colour, you can still use your fill tool and you can choose what colour you want. So we're going to have a nice light colour on the back, so we're going to go for where the orange is now and change that to probably go for a light blue and make it quite a light blue. Save, and if we go for that fill tool, you can see it's filled the whole thing light blue. So that's how you create Matisse's tools, and we've also had chance to use quite a few of the tools that are up here. The only tool we haven't used is the text tool. So if you click on text and then you basically draw yourself a box, and then what you do is you type in with your keyboard, you choose what it's going to be. So we know it's going to be this font, you know what colour it's going to be. If you click on here, transparent text box, if you click on here, opaque text box, we'll have the text as black, and then you can put in Matisse's snail. There we go. And then if you click somewhere else, you're back to where you were before. To save things and to print things, to save you go up to here, click on save, and it will save it as a PNG, portable network graphic. You can change the name, so at the moment if I change it, this would be Matisse, and then I can save it and it will save wherever you want to save it to. I'll just save it on my desktop for now. And then you can also print it if you've got a printer, and you can decide where you want to print it to. The final thing I want to show you is if you want to change the canvas size. So if I press the stop now and press clear, you can see it's gone yellow because that's the colour I've got at the moment. So if I wanted a new canvas size and I wanted it white, the first thing I need to do is click here, and I need to just to create that as FFF, and the other one as FFF as well, and then save. And then if I go up to this thing here, if I crop or scale, If I click on crop or scale there, I can choose either centimetres, pixels, percentage or inches. Centimetres or pixels tend to be the ones I use. If I went for 600 by 300 and then press resize, you can see at the moment it's still yellow, but if I click on the cross and clear, then it'll go to white and it'll be 300 by 600. So that's how you use the Paintz.app tool.